Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to walk through my workspace and kind of look at all of the little things that I've done to make it work for me. This giant tracking shot is all filmed in slow motion and everything, so I'm really just going to talk over it as things go by. So this first wall that we're seeing is behind my desk where I'm sitting right now. I have a console table thing, but it's like counter height. It's made to be put in a kitchen as an island extension, and that is my printer stand. So I have my printer on there, I have one of my tomato plants, I have my sticker cutter, a lot of paper all around in here. I have that cup covered with Sarasa clip pens, and there are chapsticks inside because I always need chapstick. And there's like a letter board on the wall. There's lots of stuff over here. And basically this is where a lot of printing and paper things happen. And this is where a lot of that stuff is stored as well. So my bullet journal can sit on this shelf, some of my textbooks, all of that kind of stuff. They all kind of live in here, and it makes it easy to have access to the things that I need to. I also have a cart that you guys saw on at the very beginning of this video, and that cart is just from Target. The console is from IKEA, by the way, but obviously secondhand, as you can see by the scratches. The cart is from Target though, and those white baskets are also from IKEA. And on that cart I have a lot of my paints. I have some paper, like more scrap paper, like what do you call it, mixed media paper. So like really practice paper for painting. All of my Tombos, my mild liners, paint brushes, water cups, all of that kind of stuff. But the top I generally keep pretty empty, so it serves as another place to put things that need to be put somewhere else, or even if I'm in the kitchen and I need something off the counter for a second, I'll stick it in there. So it's really like a multi-purpose space, but I can just slide that all around my apartment, really. It's really easy to move around, so that has been very nice. And then we are panning over to my actual desk. So I actually filmed this without cleaning it up at all, just for context. I'd just gotten off of a pledge education call for my fraternity, my service fraternity, so it's a little bit messy, but this windowsill is probably one of my favorite things about having my office here. I love looking out this window. I do it all the time. I have my cactus over here, and then a bunch of candles and cups of paper clips, my sensory jar, my Apple Watch, and my Apple Pencil charge over there, and then my actual desk. So like I said, I just gotten off of a call, so my mic is out, my headphones are, none of this stuff is put away like it normally is, but I just loved the light that was coming in, so I just wanted to film and just get this over with. There are my notes from Pledge Ed, and my Bible sits here too, so my desk is pretty, I don't know how to describe it. I guess like there's a lot of stuff on here, but it doesn't always feel like cluttered. Like everything kind of has a space to tuck away. So if I do want to work with like more of the surface of my desk, I can. And then this bookshelf is a huge part of why I got this apartment. I saw the built-in bookshelf and I knew that I needed it. It holds a lot of art supplies. It holds my alcohol markers, extra paper for my papering, more watercolor stuff, watercolor paper. What else? A lot of pens, a lot of papers, just lots of stuff in here, but I love the glass doors and how open it is. And then on top you got to see a peek of some of the plants that I have up there. I have a candle up there. My little tripods for my phone live up there, and then on the other side, kind of behind them, you can't really see them from this side, but I have all of my spices all lined up over there too. So yeah, that's nice. That's been really nice. And I'm the type of person who likes having things like out on the counter, but kind of tucked away in my kitchen. So having my spices kind of like on display where I can see them all is definitely the vibe that I go for. So one of the modifications that I've made in my apartment is adding this curtain rod that we had from my last apartment and getting curtains off of Amazon, just sheer ones, to kind of block off the space. Because as you can see, I can see my TV right from my desk. I'm always tempted to just sit here and watch TV. But if I close the curtain, it makes it a little bit harder to see through, and it kind of closes off the space even though there's no door or anything. This is also really, really nice for even sitting in the living room and doing stuff, because honestly my cord management behind my desk is not something that I've quite figured out yet. So it just kind of hides the ugly a little bit. So I have my stand-up lamp kind of behind my desk, and it serves both for my desk at night because there's no overhead light in here, but it also works for my cozy corner, which is just moved, and my blanket basket also kind of serves to hide those ugly cords that I don't like. But I can move that sheer curtain, I can slide the lamp around a little bit just to get the light to work really well. And it's actually a pretty bright lamp, so it kind of lights up the whole living room, even though I do have another lamp that's just really just for reading in my chair. But this is Cozy Corner. It's not fully decorated, but it's literally just an ottoman that I had from my old apartment, and I bought a cover for it on Amazon. They make like fabric furniture covers, and I bought one in gray and got some pillows. One of them is secondhand, the big fluffy one is, and then the other two are from Target. I love Target. Yeah, I love decor from Target. It's just so expensive. And then that's my graduation cap from Community College of Philadelphia. When I get my diploma, I am going to frame it and mount it right above that diploma. And I have my graduation cords to put on there as well. And then as we just pan through the living room, we have my filming setup for my Let's Talk videos. I was watching Bly Manor. I have my TV console, my couch. I'd gotten home from a weekend at home with my parents, and I had family visit, so that's why my gym bag is there. I still haven't unpacked it. Just some more plants, just like a pan of the general living space, because this is a small apartment. It is a studio apartment. But yeah, it's a pretty good sized living space. In my old studio apartment, I didn't really have a proper living room, so this apartment's definitely bigger than that one. So we have my bed on as far away from my desk as possible, which is definitely a plus for me because I can't really do work in my bed without moving like a crazy amount of stuff. But then we also have this second workspace and this big kind of like, I guess I'd call it a gallery wall. I think of it more as a mood board than anything else. But on this gallery wall, we have my second tomato plant, the bigger of the two, that refuses to stop growing. We're going to have to figure out what to do with him. And this is more of a space that I use when I'm like making music or stuff like that, or just relaxing. I don't really do schoolwork here that often, but if somebody else was here, they could absolutely sit here and do work and be totally fine situated there and everything like that. All these pictures are from Unsplash, none of them are mine. The poster came with my acceptance letter, I think, to LeBeau at Drexel. Something like that. Like it was something that came with a bunch of other school stuff. And then I used command strips to Velcro those art boards to the wall so I can take them down and use them someplace and then put them back up on the wall, which I thought was really creative and smart. But yeah, I just have some string lights on here, my record player, my Google Home, one of my favorite candles, which is Limoncello from Bath & Body Works. Bath & Body Works? Yeah, Bath & Body Works. A roll of washi tape. I use the washi tape that I wouldn't use otherwise to tape things up on the wall. So like the ones that I don't really think are very pretty, I'll use those ones just so that they don't go to waste. My camera sort of lives over here. My camera just kind of lives where it wants to live, to be honest. But it sort of lives over here. We can pretend that it lives over here. I always have a sweatshirt or a sweater draped over this chair just to make it more cozy. And this whole space is just really nice to work in. Like, it's a really inspiring place to work. I can move my laptop and use one of those artboards to paint here. That table is actually an antique. It's from my parents' house in New York. They brought it home and I think had it in the basement when we moved into my last apartment when I had roommates. So they were like, hey, we have this table, it'll be a great entranceway table. And that's where it was before. And now it is here on my nice, big, pretty gallery wall. As you can see, a couple of those photos misprinted, but I just kind of let them be. They don't really match the vibe. They kind of need to be changed. But for now, I've just not really cared enough to switch them out. But yeah, this is a really nice place that gets a lot of light, especially around sunset. At sunset, that whole wall kind of lights up orange and red and pink, depending on what the sunset looks like. But you can kind of just see how like bright the space is. So I really wanted to utilize it and make it a useful space, even though it's not my like main desk working space. So I'm just doing another pan here across the living space so you guys can kind of see how everything is laid out and spaced out. I have a little table, a little side table with a couple of my plants and more candles, a picture of my sister and I from her wedding that she had framed for me. Yeah, lots of cute stuff happening here. So this is just kind of like an overview of the whole living space and what that looks like, so you can kind of see the divide. My air conditioner unit is coming out. I really did film this like 2 days before this video is going up. It's coming out, I swear, and that towel is there because lanternflies kept trying to come into my apartment, and many of them did successfully and scared me. And I didn't like that. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. We are just rotating around and panning around into my kitchen just to kind of give you a scope of what the whole apartment looks like. But yeah, that's about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time. Bye!